allows you to make things.
Wow.
I've been rewatching. I knew you'd like that
our
part.
prey has been decided.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of Let's React. I'm Kenny and this is my beautiful wife, Montana.
And today we're going to be reacting to Season 3, Episode 17 of My Hero Academia, Class 1A.
Yes, we have been doing the provisional licensing exams, and it's been an all-out brawl with everyone going for Class 1A at first. We left on the cliffhanger of a bunch of ninja-clad looking people fighting against Todoroki with like one guy being able to change the size of objects and stuff. What are your thoughts before we jump into another episode of the Battle Royale?
I'm just really excited to see more varieties of quirks.
Oh, it's the best getting to
It's
see
so
just
fun. Well, it's the fact that there's no overlap that makes it so fascinating.
Yeah, right? Like it's not like who's a better waterbender. Like
no, it's like
totally different
it
every
isn't.
time.
You can't compare.
It must be so difficult to balance a world like this.
Yeah, right?
But then again, there's some quirks that are way better than others.
But is that not like representative of the real world?
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Sunday and Friday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait, these episodes are all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. Are we excited for episode 17 of Season 3 of My Hero Academia?
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.
Dunderheads, this video was brought to you by the incredible members of the Let's React Patreon. If you want access to a ton of exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Have a good day, Twinkle Toes!
Don't be cocky, we're prepared!
I love this quirk.
That's so interesting. Like there's so many different uses for that other than just projectiles.
Yeah.
Even if I couldn't melt it, I should have at least made a mark. Your fire won't work against any of my tools. Tungsten has a super high melting point.
Okay.
I'm afraid I told you so, Todoroki. Even if you're a top UA student, if you think you can pass this exam alone, well then, your pride will be your downfall. You fools. Do it! Right!
Oh my goodness.
Power of the elements.
Yeah. Throwback to Avatar.
Yeah. I've already seen an airbender in this battle.
Yeah, right? Where it all began.
Yeah.
Attacks from my ice. They've worked out a way to counter everything I have. It's useless to resist! Where'd he go?
He's using the fire so much more readily now.
Yep. He's really getting a nice grasp on it.
Mm-hmm.
But so this factory be realistic.
Yeah.
There he is! Surround him! In that case, I'm guessing that this tank is full of the real thing.
Interesting. Oh. And that can be enough heat? Or no? Wow.
Just like a chemical or something, just a reaction.
Well, it looks like the commission kept the force of the explosion from being too damaging.
Okay, so they made it, instead of a fire explosion, like a landmine.
Simulated.
Yeah. But, alright, Todoroki took him down.
I can't afford to fail.
Yeah.
Alright.
If I could only use both sides at the same time. Switching slows me down. I need to practice more.
Okay.
Students who have passed the exam should congregate in
multitasking.
So he passed.
Very cool.
The blue means you pass.
All right.
So many examinees, it's the only
The
way
first
that makes sense.
round.
Right.
The targets can also determine who's responsible each time one of them is hit, based on a student's location, movements, and various other factors being recorded. Oh, and once mounted, they can only be removed with a special magnetic key. It's all very fancy.
Miss Sai, we'll soon have company. I've confirmed 4 UA students have entered the building.
Let's have a look at the video.
Certainly.
Arm duplication.
That's...
a sound wave manipulator.
Wow.
The frog. And a quirk that allows you to make things.
Wow.
I've been rewatching. I knew you'd like
Seems
that
our
part.
prey has been decided. Please gather
Very
the other
cool.
ladies.
Yes, Miss Sai.
The formula for my success is flawless.
Real.
Excellent day for an exam.
Interesting new group we met just
All
now.
right.
So they've all passed?
So she's like a math formula person.
Fan of Stampman. I love a
You
hero
can't. You cannot knock over the sign.
If he applied through recommendations, I should have seen him at the entrance exam.
So this is that guy again.
Wait, what were we talking about?
Whoa.
Okay.
Up and started talking.
Interesting.
So far, 56 people have
Gave
passed.
Todoroki a mean
Don't
look.
panic, but do consider that your time is almost up. Good luck.
Having any luck, Shoji?
It's no use. I can't see anyone from our class.
Maybe they're in another area.
Most likely. Yaoyorozu, you heard that right? Less than half of the spots remain.
We should probably give up on fighting everyone. We need to fight for ourselves and make sure we pass.
Yes, that would be wisest.
Shh.
I hear 4 people climbing the stairs, 10 floors below. They're headed up here.
Are they planning to
That's a
attack us?
really helpful
I don't
quirk.
understand
Yeah.
why there are only 4 of them coming if that's the case. All the other schools we've observed have moved in much larger groups than that.
Maybe their companions were defeated and they're running away to hide in here.
I mean, y'all are in a
No,
group
that's
before.
not what this sounds like.
Right.
They're not stopping on the other floors. Are there more of them hiding somewhere? Is this a distraction? Or worse?
Oh.
There's music playing. It's not too bad for me, but hearing it suddenly must have been a huge shock for Jiro.
So they must know Kyoka's quirk and were targeting her on purpose.
They're just planning
It's a
around
coordinated
everything.
This isn't good. Now we can't tell where anyone is.
Phase
reminds me
1's
of,
officially complete. Let's begin phase 2. Shouldn't keep our guests waiting.
First of all, female aloof, but second of all,
Yeah.
Attacked from the outside!
reminds me of Codename Kids Next Door, the delightful children from down the lane. I'll show them later.
The first thing they did was counteract Jiro and Shoji's quirks, which are perfectly
See, and now he
suited for
can't
detecting enemy
use his
locations.
detection with all the eyes.
Right, yeah.
Opponents know exactly who we are, and more importantly, what we can do.
Yaoyorozu, what could their next move be?
They know what you could
Not
do
possible,
as of the
but it
sports
seems likely
festival.
that they're trying to trap us here.
And then they'll surround us and
That's
move
true.
in to attack as a group.
Yes. We should assume they're already close by, waiting for the right moment to strike. In that case, we have to fight! Wait, don't be reckless! Heartbeat to start!
Oh.
Phase 2 is complete, ma'am.
Jiro!
Are you injured? They got my amp! In my left ear! They knew what she'd do? If they were able to predict our actions so accurately after seeing only one attack in the beginning of the exam, then their plan is well thought out. There must be someone extremely intelligent among our opponents, a student with an eye for strategy.
Does it feel colder to you?
Actually, now that you mention it, yes.
Okay.
It's coming from the vents.
Cold power, but
Phase 3 is underway.
not. Okay.
Oh,
Shut us in?
The temperature is steadily decreasing. This place is turning into a freezer.
Matsui,
Freezer
what's wrong?
power. Oh, frogs
Since the
don't do well in
temperature dropped all of a
cold.
sudden, her body's going into hibernation.
Anything cold-blooded, yeah.
We need fire. Make a lighter or matches.
good point.
No, I can't. We'll set the sprinklers off. That's only going to make her even colder.
Okay, what about
An
making a
electric
heating
heater or
pad?
something? Our
Yeah.
opponents have control over the air conditioner. They've probably turned off the electricity as well. Here's a blanket for now.
How do we figure?
What
Because
are they doing to the door?
if they're controlling the
Holding it
air
shut,
conditioning,
trapping us
like she's
further.
just basically trying to think ahead.
Are they trying to
All
freeze
right.
us solid?
Those doors over there are the only ones we have left.
We could break through.
Our opponents are definitely waiting on the other side.
Big difference between this Yaoyorozu and the one at the sports festival,
Very true.
What are we supposed to do?
or the one right
Stay
after the
holed up
sports
in this
festival.
room. We'll have to do something about the cold. Otherwise, we'll be done for.
Yo, Momo, what if you made a bomb? We could blow the door to the emergency exit. We'd run the risk of causing a phreatic explosion, and they likely knew we'd think about that, which is why they sealed the observation room and lowered the temperature. Then what? Think, Momo. You have to figure out a solution to this situation. With one ear injured, Jiro can't use her sound attacks to their fullest capacity. So what? Should we smash the wall to escape? No, that's a simple move, and our enemies will have
This is a
expected something so
tough
obvious.
situation.
Yeah.
For now, we need to do something about the air conditioning. I could make some clay to seal off the vents.
Shows how smart she is.
There are
Yeah.
8 of them in the room. That will end up using a lot of my quirk, but right now, it's all I can do.
Miss Sai, Phase 3 has been completed.
Lovely. Now we just give them time.
Yes, ma'am.
The biggest problem facing
They're
these
so,
UA
like,
students is the frigid air being
hierarchical.
pumped into the room. In order to fix that, the one named Yaoyorozu must utilize her power. Her quirk uses the lipids inside her body to create solid matter. In other words, there's a finite limit to how much she can create. We'll make her exhaust her abilities. Then all 4 of their quirks will be rendered quite useless. This is my strategic design. My equation for success.
Wow.
Seiyai Academy.
Just
Saito
really
Ita,
smart.
Second year.
Okay.
Her quirk, IQ. After she
All right.
drinks tea and closes her eyes, her IQ multiplies. It's already 150 to begin with. So after a few sips, she becomes a real genius. By the way, different brands of tea have different effects on her quirk.
Oh.
Really unique quirk, right?
That is very unique.
Use your quirk, Yaoyorozu. It will be the beginning of the end for you and your friends.
Hmm.
Now,
The
use
poses
your
are what
quirk,
remind me of
Yaoyorozu.
Lelouch.
Yeah.
And also the genius aspect.
For
Yeah.
you and your friends.
Hey, why aren't you making
I always found it interesting they didn't do the typical My Hero commercial break in that moment, and they just repeated the same clip.
Oh.
Did you notice
yeah.
that?
I didn't, but no,
They just
yeah.
said the exact same thing twice in a
All
row.
right. Yeah.
Is there something wrong?
No matter how many different ways I look at this situation, I get the same answer. The enemies want me to use my quirk.
Until you can't create anything else.
Right. My quirk has many applications. They can't account for all the things that I might make, which is why they're doing this. At first, I thought the manipulation of the air conditioning was to take Asui off the board, but I believe their true intention was to force my hand and exhaust me.
Very clever. And once you're powerless, they'll march in. No doubt they could easily hit our targets.
Yes, so I can't use it. We'd just be playing right into their hands. We wait for the need to arise when there's no other option.
But if we stay hiding in here, there's no possible way we'll pass the licensing exam. We should just charge out that door and attack them head on.
I'm sure that such a smart enemy has predicted that we might do that.
Okay, fine, then what do we do?
Come on, think. How would Todoroki act in a time like this? Or Ida? Or Midoriya?
That's sweet that she's pulling inspiration from her peers.
And Todoroki was first, she said.
Yeah.
Too. A lot of people ship them
Reach out and do something.
after their exam.
Cause all I can
I
think
buy
about
it.
is saving him.
That's right. I have to save them. Shoji, Jiro, and Asui. Forget about my provisional exam. Focus on these 3. That's what really matters.
Very
In
heroic
order
thought.
to do that, in order to get my friends out of here. Everyone, please, endure these conditions for a few more minutes.
No.
Hey, are you crazy? Just bear with me.
Okay.
Headphones. Please, put them on. It's the first time I've made this device, but its structure isn't all that complicated. I'll just save enough lipids so I can still move. And make it as big as possible. Almost there.
Wait, is that...
What could it be?
10 minutes since they were trapped in the room. It's
I have
probably about
no
time.
idea. With headphones?
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
Wow.
delightful. I wonder what we'll find inside. No. Is this a sonic attack?
Oh.
Just a big ass amp.
Help, but the force is rattling my body.
Okay.
Just think about it, without
Wow, yeah,
this
very
crazy
smart.
stuff, but with a huge one.
Please,
Yeah.
everyone, 7 more seconds, and it'll be over. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wow.
All right, we rock this.
Nice work.
Yeah.
Now hit their targets.
You got it. Can you move?
Yeah, Ribbit. I'll be okay.
Thank goodness.
Out of hibernation. Quick little.
No, can we go faster, please?
You used your
That
grip to
was
attack,
fast.
not defend. It was a high-risk move. I can't believe a UA student would choose such a method. But because of that, you can't fight now, can you? I
Not
may
many
not
lipids.
pass, but I'll make sure you don't either.
I can't give up now. Think of all the intensive training we've done at camp and school. It's time to show off those results.
Oh?
You're struggling in vain!
Nice.
Why
Nice.
did you come back? Surely you assumed that I'd already hit all 3 of her triggers. We're in the middle of the licensing
No.
This one, when I heard this line, I was like,
Why?
"You're working as a team. What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
We're obviously different.
Because we're 1A.
Never leave her behind.
We don't give up.
I don't want to choose one or the other. I'm going to save both of them.
It's just like Midoriya said.
It's how Class 1A is. We look out for each other.
Sorry, we're better than you.
You've defeated me completely. UA doesn't disappoint.
Hey, come
Okay.
Why'd you follow us? I don't know. Because you guys started running.
Any thoughts on that scene / final visual?
What did the ball roll into?
It's a good question.
It's like brown fluff.
My lips are sealed.
And we can't go back and watch it.
I'll show you one more time.
UA doesn't disappoint.
Oh.
Hey, Kaminari. Why'd you follow us? I don't know.
Okay. It looks like the lips of the sugar guy and then a bunch of mashed potatoes.
As you guys started running.
Let's just keep watching.
Okay.
Damn.
Alone. Where are we going?
Shut up!
Why you always gotta sound so mad?
I told you to chill out, Bakugo.
Connie's voice actor. Sorry,
My
Bakugo,
mom.
Same guy, but
Yeah.
putting in work.
God, come on, man.
Gotta have some throat coat tea after this.
Hiroshima!
Oh my goodness. Oh, there. Oh.
What the crap?
Oh,
Did that really just happen?
no.
All I know is that bastard looks like he's to blame.
Who are you?
So, I'll kill him.
4 academies have passed. We're at 60
Logical
people
response.
now. That means there are
Perfect.
40 spots left.
We're running out of time. This is bad. What do we do?
Yeah, I knew we'd be in trouble if we got split. But at least we can probably do something about the group that's near us and maybe even make a few points.
No, really? What are you thinking?
Earlier, someone tried to outpace his classmates.
I'll take her down fast. No, wait!
He was panicking that he wouldn't get enough points in. Since his class attacked as a group, they definitely end up fighting over their targets.
Oh, so as people get worried, they'll break away from their classmates, and then they'll be at a big disadvantage.
All right.
Because in order to pass, 20 people would need to beat 40.
Yeah.
So
Well, to begin with, we were told to hit weak points with balls, so it's easy to think of this as target practice. And without knowing our
Very,
opponent's
very
quirks, we're basically
interesting.
going in blind. But it's not easy or efficient to go after moving targets, because after all, they'll be protected. Think about it. I wanted to first make sure that we trapped enough people for everyone in our class to pass. Then we'd use our balls only after they couldn't move anymore. Our class has a lot of people who excel in restraining groups, so I kinda thought it wouldn't be any trouble.
I see.
Very
It's
smart.
true that if we were just doing target practice, they'd only be able to tell whether or not we were good shots. There's more to this test than I originally realized.
Listen, you guys. Does it sound like they're getting closer?
What should we do?
I'll go after them.
Huh?
I'll be a decoy so you can move. Be on the lookout for openings that'll let you immobilize people to get some points. Your quirks are better at that than mine. I'm more of a fighter.
A decoy? There's 3 of us, so we'd need 6 people?
Roger. Sarah, let's do it.
All right.
Okay.
Going after 6 of them.
Perfect.
I trust Deku. He's pulled through enough times that I believe in him.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
She's like, I think he's the main character.
I'm from Shiketsu. Please notice, my school keeps our hats on when we're working.
Why is that? Because
To look like a
each
train
and every one
conductor.
of our movements is crowned by the legacy and honor of our school.
Okay, calm down.
Yeah.
This is a
Little
demonstration.
much.
Proof of the difference in level between my peers and your vulgar class. We value
But you point out the
obligation
sugar
and
guy, I
dignity,
think.
things
Oh,
that
yeah,
appear to
yeah.
be sorely lacking among you.
Good catch.
I
But-
really hate your type.
But he said no dignity or
Yeah.
He said his beady eyes are full of tears, so he can't see how strong his opponents are. My eyes are dry
Oh,
and handsome,
my.
thank you.
Maybe don't provoke this guy. Look what he did to Kirishima.
UA High. I have respect for your school. I take pride in the fact that our institutions are treated as equals. But your class is shameful. You act in ways that disgrace heroes.
What?
He's attacking again. I don't want to be gross.
Shut up!
I'm...
Obligation? Dignity? You just like to hear yourself talk. I don't see any proof. Show us with your actions, not your cheap words. If you can, beast. You're worst of all, Bakugo!
I'm very confused about what exactly this guy's doing.
essentially he's saying like my school's way like
No, I mean like how his quirk works. Like,
Oh,
what
gotcha.
Like what
It's
is
weird.
They're like shapeless projectiles that can
As close as possible. Make them gather
consume people.
Yeah, weird.
Very weird.
Want some gum?
It's really a finger trap, isn't it? I
Nice
hate this.
prank.
It's frustrating that we can't tell who passes and fails in real time.
And our Shindo only made it worse by splitting the ground open. Now it's hard to see anything.
Wait, Eraser, are you actually worried?
There's something I've realized after watching my students, in school and in the field. They might not have realized it themselves, but in Class 1A, there are two people whose spirits have a big impact. They're not leaders or the most popular, and the two of them don't get along at all. Sometimes they seem like polar opposites. However,
Deku and Bakugo.
before I knew it, their passion had spread to the rest of their peers. It's strange, but every time
That's
there's
so
some kind
sweet.
of major event, one of them is at the center of it. I'm not worried, Joke. It's the opposite, actually. I can't wait to see what they'll do. Even if those two aren't
I'm worried
physically
for
with the
everyone
others,
else.
Their
Yeah.
presence raises the standard for the entire class.
You've fallen for them hard. It's kind of gross.
I'm honored to have them as students.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that is where we
Love.
left for this episode on a pretty
Heartwarming.
note from
Okay.
Aizawa.
Very sweet.
Ever since Camino, he hasn't been near as mean to me. Guess I shouldn't be surprised with that quirk you got. Wait, hold on.
What?
What did he say?
You got?
Looks like you've made that borrowed power your own.
Oh,
What are your thoughts before we jump into our discussion? Saying they just inspire everybody else in their class.
that's so sweet. I mean, it's obviously true. I thought it was interesting that he specified that they weren't popular or leaders. Because I would have
Yeah.
thought Deku's kind of a leader.
Like, I mean, technically, Ida is like the class rep, and then
No, 100%.
and all the times we don't see them when they're just in like regular classes or training, maybe they're not, but we're only seeing the crisis situation, so it seems like they're leaders
Gotcha.
type thing.
Very true. Like, he doesn't gravitate towards that.
Yeah, and he's not trying to tell people what, like,
Totally.
Yaoyorozu's a lot more of like a leader type.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
100%. Yeah, but they don't necessarily have to be popular or leaders to be inspirational.
I always thought it was interesting that Bakugo is including that too, because he does.
Yeah.
Like, as much as like sometimes he's rough around the edges, like his instincts and his drive do feed, like other people feed off it, which is pretty cool.
100%.
Yeah, and
Just the energy.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to discuss that more. But before we do that, thank you for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for episodes coming every Friday and Sunday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't wait and want to see these episodes right now, along with episodes of our newest series, Jujutsu Kaisen, they're all posted to Patreon in their extended full-length forms. We have a lot to discuss, but before we do that, where are we headed?
All right, let's review.
Thank you for watching. For now, we're going to go to questions. given to us by our wonderful, amazing, stellar, wonderful again Patreon members. If you want to join the growing community on there, check out the link in the description below, and you can ask us questions after every episode we watch of any show. For now, let's go to question 1. Question 1, Colby Jack Cheese asks, in this episode, Aizawa points out how there are 2 students that inspire 1A. It's easy to see how Midoriya is one of them, but what are your thoughts on Bakugo being the other?
I think it's super interesting because he's obviously correct. Like, he does inspire the rest of the class, but it definitely isn't in the way that you would typically think, which is such a cool way to show that, like, the way to inspire people doesn't always look exactly the same.
Exactly. I feel like Bakugo inspires through action, whereas Deku inspires through words and action.
Yeah.
Because, like, Bakugo, what he does is heroic, good, if not a little reckless, but, like, it's typically great instincts. Like, that's Bakugo's big thing.
Yeah. Well, and this is not a fully formed thought. There's something very comforting about the idea of someone so powerful and so kind of outwardly presenting as chaotic being on your team and trying to do the same thing as you.
Like having a wild card type thing where you can maybe go with them, but you're going to be the more like in control, pulled back person, like almost having an attack dog in a way. Like,
yeah,
they'll charge through the door for you, but you're getting in the door with them.
But there's a component of having an attack dog that makes you feel more comfortable in any situation, both because you know that the dog is strong and will be able to protect you, but also because you know that that dog is not going to attack you.
Yes.
Which is a weird, like, I think that's like the Bakugo
Except if you're Deku, he might still smack you, but
not in the same way that he would for like an actual threat. Which, like, I mean, working dogs can sometimes redirect onto their people, but it's not quite the same.
Yeah, you still sticking with your Bakugo Chihuahua. Is that what you called him, or did you call him?
I don't remember what I called him. Did I say miniature pinscher?
I think you said Chihuahua.
I feel like Chihuahua. Pomeranian, maybe. I feel like I said Chihuahua.
But yeah, two leaders of their packs, and I'm excited to see more of their development and if they continue to inspire. But let's go to our second question. Like, there's something in D&D where like paladins have innate boosters to people around them as they're fighting.
Yeah.
Where I feel like that's Bakugo. I feel like Deku is more of like bardic inspiration, where he's like saying good things to people and that'll inspire them type thing, or being heroic. But let's go to our second question. Jinchurki87 asks, what do you think about Momo's ability to get her team through that insane situation, attesting to her having overcome her previous self-doubts?
I mean, that was amazing. It was just such a perfect instance of a situation where only she was going to be able to get everyone out of it, but she couldn't run her plans past everyone, where she just fully had to make a decision, or like she had to actively make a decision in that moment. And if she didn't, it was going to be a massive issue. So that kind of decisiveness is new for her. Yeah. And then the fact that it worked out, obviously, is like really great reinforcement for that.
Yeah.
Very cool to see from her.
I love seeing that. And the thing that stuck out in this scene was the amount of chess moves that were made without actually doing anything. Like, she was like, you can't use,
like, I could do this,
I couldn't
but
do this because of this. I couldn't do this because of this. Like, and she's probably thinking we're going to do this, and if we did that, she'd do this. Like, I loved the mental gymnastics that were going on, and going from initially being like, they want me to use my quirk and I can't do that, to eventually reasoning to, well, I'll use it, but I'll only use it on one really powerful item rather than a bunch of clay to seal events to like a band-aid. We're going to do one big swing to see if we can do it. And I don't know, it was a great plan, and like her discernment in that moment, like it's cool to see her grow that much that quickly.
Yeah, well, with a quirk that is so dependent on an individual's brain, like the Genist. This was actually
you got distracted by Best Genius. Your simp for this season.
That's not what's happening, but I did forget what I was gonna say.
She's a Best Genius.
That's me.
Currently, it's just a pancake.
for quirks that are very psychological, when you're fighting an individual who has like planned to fight you in a way where they can like research your quirk, it's not quite the same thing as having researched someone whose quirk is just like firepower based, because you can't just think, okay, what am I gonna do? And you can't just think, okay, what do they think I'm gonna do? You have to like, for those heroes in situations where they've been able to be scouted, it's more important for them to be able to take like a third person view of the situation rather than like, what do I think would be the best thing to do in this situation? Rather, what would be the best thing for me to do to counter what they think I'm gonna do in this situation, which is just so...
Yeah.
That's hard to do when you're like in the, I mean, that's hard to do in general, but especially when you're in it, that's tough.
I thought it was really cool. Like that specific thing is exactly what I loved about that moment. Yeah. Let's go to our final question. Final question. This is a big question. Tobias Yeager asks, now that you've had an extended amount of time to know the wide variety of characters in this show, which would you say is your favorite? And then I'll hear your favorite and then I'll ask you a second part of that question.
That's so tough because there are so many good characters.
Maybe just name your top 3 and then I will ask the second question. We can use clarification for that.
Okay. I love Deku. I know you're not supposed to say the main character is your favorite. You're not supposed to. He's awesome. I'm a really, really big fan of his. And seeing him overcome all of these difficulties, especially as someone who didn't think he was going to be a hero for a really long time, is just awesome. That's fantastic to see.
Didn't think he was going to have powers.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
He was going to be a hero.
Yeah. I really love Yaoyorozu, both because I just think quirk-wise, that is probably the most like boundless and also the most knowledge-based in terms of power upgrade. I don't know if that makes sense.
That does.
Okay. And then I think the idea of showing a character who like had it all growing up and then is held back by her own mind, like that is a very cool thing to show. Yeah. Not typically shown, and I think that's a lot more relatable than, and I think being held back by yourself is more relatable than being held back by your circumstances. Yeah. Sometimes not, but
depends, but yeah. But and then who's like your third favorite, or because you've said those two, you haven't said an order, and then the
Todoroki.
Todoroki. Okay.
Because I fucking hate his dad.
Yeah. Let me ask the second part of the question. Do you think your choice is based off of 1, adoration of a well thought out, complex, and well presented character in the creative source material? 2, personally being able to find yourself reflected in the character's personal struggles through thought flow, journey, and characteristics? Or is it inspiration based, which with you seeing characteristics, morals, and personality traits that you genuinely admire and would want to eventually incorporate in yourself?
Wow.
Yeah, I thought that was a great question.
Really, yeah.
Whoever, let me
nice
figure out
work.
who asked that one. That was Tobias Yeager. Great question.
Nice job. I think it's probably the order that I said them in that exact order, that I really admire Deku. I see myself in Yaoyorozu, and what was the third one?
It's so the first one is like, I really love this character because it's a really well thought out character that's separate from me, and it's just a cool arc to see. Second one is like, I like this character because I see myself in this character. And then the third one is, I see this character and it's who I want to be.
Interesting. Okay.
Because if I had to rank the characters, you said I would do them in a different order.
Okay. I think Deku has an incredible story. I see myself in Yaoyorozu and I want to be like Todoroki.
Interesting. So for me, with those characters, I would have said I want to be like Deku in terms of like his drive, his inspiration, his aspirations.
Right.
I see you as being like Todoroki in a way, because you're like overcoming like hatred of
insane dad shit.
Yeah. And then I think you would think Yaoyorozu is super an interesting story.
Oh yeah, no, she's
exactly. Well, I mean, in that way, I more mean like you weren't like out of a mansion.
No, 100%. No, it's not a one-to-one comparison, but in terms of it being like an internal struggle. Yeah.
And I'm gonna say mine amongst the characters we've seen thus far. I'm just gonna do 3 because like I like doing those 3. But in terms of who's your favorite out of those 3, who's the top?
Probably Deku.
Yeah, it feels stereotypical. He's just so awesome.
It's corny, but
So my favorite characters, All Might is one of them. He's my inspiration. He's who I want to be. Is All Might is like just like being a symbol of peace for people and being the light, the hope. Like that's what I want to be. And then in terms of character I relate with, and like a character's arc who I really enjoy would be. I almost don't want to say because I would maybe give away that they have a good arc. But actually, I can't I can't even say the character because it would upset you maybe. No, I can't say it. But then the character that
would upset me?
Potentially. I don't know. Not upset so much as you'd be like, what? But then not upset. Upset's
if it's
the wrong
Endeavor,
word.
I'm going to kill
like, what?
you.
But then the last one, the Adoration one, the one that's like me is... I think we've yet to meet him yet.
All right.
But I'll let you know when we do.
Cool.
So All Might is the one character I'm saying, I guess, but I also really love Deku. God, that's so stereotypical, just the top two characters, but I just love them, love their arcs, and we'll do an analysis characters more. But anyway, that is where we are left for this amazing episode of My Hero Academia. Are we excited for episode 18, Rush?
Can't wait.
All right, let's get it.
Let's go.